it's like 6.7 pounds. So even with the scope on, I mean, this thing is nimble, light. I mean, you could carry this. They come in multiple calibers, but we're going to use it for a home defense gun. 22 arc, American Ruger. Ruger American. Hey everybody, it's Raw Hog here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Ruger American Predator Gen 2. Now they came out a few years ago with a entry budget rifle, the American Predator and the American rifles, but the American Predators were pretty sweet rifles. I thought, nice price point, all those good things. But Ruger has outdone themselves this time and spared no expense to add all kinds of features to this. We're going to go over all of them. This one's chambered in 22 arc. I think this round's making waves. 75 grain ELD match is what we're using, Hornady Black. That's all we've shot with this and are going to shoot. So, but anyways, it zeros at 200. It rises 1.5 inches at 100. Zeros at 200, and at 300 yards it drops 6.2 inches. So, pretty neat little round. There it is right there. We're going to bring in and do a comparison around so you can check those out. We're going to come in close and take a look at all the features and just look what Ruger has done. It's pretty impressive. Also, we're going to shoot a propane tank put inside a pumpkin, so stick around for that. But do not try any of this at home. This is done on a closed course by a trained professional. Spent 10 years at a community college. I know a thing or two. Do not try this at home. Very dangerous. Let's get to this. So for starters, we thought we'd show you the old Ruger American Predator rifle. Still a nice rifle. Still is today. Accuracy's been proven, I believe, on these. So fast forward all the way to today. Take a look at all the upgrades. Man, it's impressive. It really is. We thought we'd thumb through here, show you the calibers it's offered in. You can pause the video to check it out as you go. But there's several calibers that they offer in this. So that's kind of nice, for new shooters or experienced shooters. All right, so here we go. There are the cards. There's a 9mm. To its right, you have a 55 grain 223, and there's the 22 arc, and the 308 there to the right. Just a little comparison there to see what they look like. Here's what we're shooting, the Hornady Black. If you can see what they say the drops are. There's that right there. Now this one is outfitted with a Vortex Diamondback 3.5 to 10 by 50. The rifle just comes with a factory mounted Picatinny there, so you can put however you choose to attach that. Starting at the back, you have your soft rubber recoil pad. You don't feel much recoil with this, and the muzzle brake definitely helps. You also have a low comb, so to help you sight alignment, give you a cheek weld there to get a good shot. So all those, they have aftermarket parts for length of pull, spacers and stuff on Ruger.com. Now, as you see, the stock is, I think it's awesome camo splatter pattern. It's not abrasive or anything like that, but as you can see, they've really done a good job. It looks really good. And we'll show you, it'll disappear when you see it up against the wood line. Take a look at that thing. I mean, it just disappears. It's like I'm holding air, or a floating scope. Invisible. Look at this recoil. Almost non-existent. All right, time for the propane tank. Do not try this at home. It's very dangerous. There's the propane. We found it. You see this quarter there, and then there's the exit. Yikes! Now, these are pretty thick little metal canisters there. Those propane tanks, but yikes. Okay, so we're going to show you the safety here. It's got the 3-position tang safety, you know, so back it's locked, you can't do anything. The middle part, you can open the bolt and manipulate if you have an internal mag or do anything like that. It still won't fire. And then, of course, and it keeps, you know, your bolt from opening and things like that. But, of course, all the way up is fire. There you have that. So, also, if you take a look here, you can see your cocking indicator. As you can see, it's sticking out there. So, it will drop and it's gone. So, you can tell if you're, without having to rack it, you know, rack it or open it up. So, also, now on the magazines, and here's something to look at here. These are the Duramags. So, the individual who bought this gun actually, you know, was like, oh, I've got a 6.5 Grendel mag. Well, these magazines, Duramag SS, I believe, they will fit the 6.5 Grendel, the 6.5 6 arc, and then also, of course, the 22 arc. So just so you know, if you got a Grendel mag, you're not like, oh, no. But no magazine issues, fed fine. It was pretty smooth. Of course, the button there to detach it. Now, if you take a look here, trying to show you the inside, it has that Cerakote coating on the inside, the bolt handle, and, of course, the barrel. As you can see, the barrel, of course, is free-floated. As you can see, there you have your sling swivels, you know, for sling attachments. All those wonderful things. And there is the muzzle brake. And that thing was definitely doing its job. I don't know what they claim it does, but it was blowing stuff when we was laying prone on the ground. So, but that being said, it looks nice. It's all coated. Of course, you have your fluted to help with heating and reduce the weight, of course. Here's how you remove the bolt. If you can see here, I'll show you the side there. But there's the button back there. Right here at the back. You have to push that, pull the trigger, and the bolt will slide out for cleaning and things like that. Okay, we're going to give you a little bit better look at how to remove the bolt with this button. Pull the trigger, you pull it out. The bolt isn't fluted or coated with the Cerakote like the other pieces, but it is one piece, CNC machined from stainless steel. It's a smooth operation. It has a 3-lug design with the 70-degree throw, so you have plenty of room to get clear on the, you know, mounted scopes and things like that. Now the bolt handle's coated, but the end twists off, and if you're not careful, as we were shooting, it got pretty loose, so I just happened to notice it. So might need a little Loctite, but that's there, so you can put a aftermarket part on there if you wish. But then you put it right back in, you're good to go after cleaning or whatever you may be doing. So that's pretty neat. You know, again, we said the barrel is free floated, has the Cerakote finish on it, so that is pretty nice there. And we'll get another look at the muzzle brake, you know, here at the end. It was doing great. So it's a cold hammered forged. It's supposed to be, you know, precise rifling. We'll post the rifling up here in just a second, but it's a real good looking gun. I mean, really all around. So, as you can see there, but we need to talk about accuracy. All right, we're about 370, something like that. I'm just going to try to show you there's where it is all the way down there. Now let's see if we can ring this stuff. All right, it's supposed to drop 6.2 inches at 300, and then at 400 it's 18, so we'll see. The wind's picking up, so that's my excuse. I gotta have one, you know what I'm saying? All right. I think I got it. You see that muzzle brake's doing its job, man. It's blowing stuff everywhere. But pretty sweet little rifle. All right, so accuracy. Let's take a look at this. Now, it was hot. It's still hot, but we do have some cloud cover today, but this is my first shots. So Not very impressive. I get that, but then I kind of took a break, come back. You know, I was panting like a dog. It was, it was literally like 90 degrees and right in the sun. But there is 2 over here, and then I had a flyer. So if you could have got that one close, it's been pretty impressive. Well, today it is a little cooler. You know, I got all my excuses, but that's what it did today. Same 100 yards, and I keep doing that. I don't know if it's the ammo or I do 2 close and then one gets away from me. I don't know if that's something I'm doing as a shooter or what, but I always seem to do that. But anyways, that is not too bad for a budget rifle. You're looking around, you know, the MSRP is like $730, but you can get them for, you know, $550. I believe the buddy of mine got this for around $500, $550. So that's a heck of a deal with all those features. It's hard to beat. I mean, really, especially for, you know, it's a budget rifle. You just got to keep that in mind. The trigger, we're going to do the trigger test real quick. It is the Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger. Offers crisp release and pull, and a pull weight that is usually adjustable between 3 and 5 pounds. Now you can adjust this. I know the owner of this has tinkered with the trigger, just adjusted it. So, you know, that's what we're getting on the trigger. But again, it's a nice, crisp trigger. Feels really good to me. So, and according to this, maybe my lineman needs calibrated, but it's under 3 pounds. So there you have it. Very nice. So there you have it. 75 grain Hornady Black in 22 ARC. The Ruger American. I mean, it's a great looking rifle. It really is. Packed with a lot of features. They really up the ante there in the Gen 2 version. So I hope you had some, you know, fun, got a little use out of this. We'll leave a link below to some things that we're using, like these Caldwell bags and things like that. We get a little kickback from Amazon, qualified Amazon purchases, so it's nothing crazy. But check them out. We'll do some Caldwell stuff, maybe the Vortex. Check some things out. But, you know, for $550, under $600 rifle that'll perform like that with all the features, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. So, but anyways, you know, leave some comments below if you have any questions or something you want to find out or anything like that, and we'll get to them when we can. So other than that, I guess that's it for this outing. But until next time, you know how you like your reviews? You like them raw.